Hello.
Hello. The kids are killing each other outside.
I know the kids are killing each other. Let's get this one. I'll get this one done, but you know what I mean. Let's try.
We may have a finite amount of time to get this out there.
That is a better phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Rather than if we can finish this before they kill each other too much.
Yeah. So today,
what are we talking about? What's the message?
the message is days when you have nothing to say.
Long story short, we had a conflab going, what should we talk about today? We couldn't come up with anything exciting, interesting, profound, so we decided to talk about not knowing what to talk about.
And it's true though, right? Because even when you think, and this is true of anyone in business, anyone who's not in business, anyone who is content creating for their lives, it's sometimes the most debilitating thing when you go, I have nothing worth saying today. And we've had this for a couple of days of kind of, we haven't been out really to do anything interesting. We haven't,
and we know the end is near, so we're like, I think there's that element of the end is near.
Make sure you're offering value, making sure that it's current, it's relevant, something to say. And sometimes you've seen some of us. We babble a lot sometimes.
No, we never babble. We offer quality, succinct thought processes.
But there is always
in a babbly style.
There is always something you can say, even if you're really, really battling and trying to work out what's going on in your life. Simply by asking questions. So we always talk about our content creation being answering the questions that people are already asking for your business. Flipping it around the other way, if that has, I say dried up, but if that has dried up and you really can't think of a response or something innovative or something just something different to what you want to normally talk about, asking questions and using that as a starting point is always a good way to drum up engagement, drum up conversations, start things, and taking those responses from people that you're asking. You're right, did we distract out the window?
No, a horse and trap went by. We don't live that rural, but a horse and cart went by. And I was like, it's like, oh, we live in the countryside, but not like extreme rural, just outside a city type thing.
And that's the kind of thing that we will always do. So even on a day like today, when we are at our least creative, I suppose. And I don't know why we're not creative today. It was
just a life, love. Peaks and troughs of life. I'm always talking about it.
So we're doing this for 100 days. There's 100 days of topics. There's quite a lot to start thinking about.
Well, someone did feedback. I think we were around day 70. Someone went, what? So you just have a conversation and you film your vlogs in one take? And they were quite impressed, but we hadn't quite. It's just something we do. So,
yeah. But what we often find is we'll put a question on our social media posts. Sometimes we'll put a statement or a question, like a lot of you always do, and it's the responses we get from our comments that we will then go, oh my god, that's an amazing. What's the word? I can't. I'm that non-creative today. I can't even think about the English language coming out of my mouth. But basically,
I don't think that's creative, darling.
That's just me being flippant.
That's Tuesday morning.
But we'll take it. It was someone else's response, someone else's viewpoint, someone else's twist on something that will make us think in a different way, that then we'll go and research and think about and then create more content later on when we are feeling more inspired. And that will always be banked as well. Just because someone will comment something on a Monday or a Tuesday, we won't necessarily go, oh my god, we have to write it there and then. That might be used the week later, 2 weeks later, but we will always keep a log on that.
There we will. There's that thing, like you may have the most structured, organised plan in the world, most succinct, I'm going to be doing this on my content, this or this. But at some point, you either just reach a natural junction and you go, okay, I need to do something today because I haven't done the new plan, or life's like that. Or it's the flip side is you look at the plan and go, actually, that's rubbish. It doesn't fit with today at all. I want to do something else. So it's kind of like we're in the midst of all of that. We have all these plans in place for our content. We have our themes and our structures and everything else. But today's just one of them, isn't it?
But that's a very good point what you just said, though, just as a side.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's why we always use the word structure. That's why we always use the word structure rather than plan, because a structure gives you the framework in which you work around trying to think about.
Like the pirate code.
More
guidelines rather than rules.
It is, because the news changes every day, world events happen, your mood, your life, things happen in the way that sometimes take precedent over the stuff you might have planned in your schedule. So it's being able to have what you've put in place, but also not being afraid to go off piste a little bit and going where the wind takes you, because we do schedule our posts and we do think about our structure and our grid and our Facebook and our Pinterest and everything. But we are not afraid to...
As long as it's yellow.
We're not afraid to, on a Tuesday like today, if the wind takes us later on this afternoon and there's something that's relevant to, we will talk about it. So
yeah. It has to be more pirate code and rules, doesn't it? Yes.
Right. So we are that's quite succinct for us
It
today.
is.
Maybe we should.
We've got really, the past few have got really short. I'm not quite sure why. We were hitting like 11, 12 minutes. Now we're down like 6, 7. It is too long. We don't want to waste up anyone's time.
So, if
interestingly, viewing numbers have gone up since they've been shorter.
Funny that.
We
know that the peak time is 5 minutes.
No, I know. For a ramble.
So, if you don't know what to post today, if you've got nothing scheduled in your diary or your planning schedule, planning to whatever you're using, go and ask something completely off the wall to your audience today and see what they say.
Yes. Right. Toast.
Cheers.
Have a fab Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.